Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Yeah, it's getting a little bit boring at the moment up there in this region here. Solana, while consolidating at a very high level, it's not really giving us a clear sense of where it wants to go. I remain of my view that above support, I'm focusing on higher. It's very simple, very binary. Below support, I'm starting to focus on lower. Very simple, but let's talk about our main scenario. In this main scenario, the Solana price is currently in a 5-wave pattern. We call it a diagonal structure in a wave 1, completed. Wave 2 here, completed, that was in September. Wave 3, possibly still unfolding, maybe finished already. That's exactly the uncertainty we deal with up here that we're going to take a look at on the 1 hour chart. Then a wave 4 to the downside should be next. Again, maybe unfolding, depending on if the wave 3 is already finished or not. So we talk about the different wave patterns and possibilities and relevant support areas in a minute. And then afterwards, I would still expect another high in a wave 5. That would be my, well, for me, the most likely pattern, the most likely scenario. We always have to align with probabilities, which doesn't mean that the market couldn't take another route, okay? Markets can always take the less probable path. However, obviously you cannot really predict that because we always have to align with probabilities, but it's not so much about probabilities. It's more about weighing what's more probable at the moment compared to, let's say, the next most likely scenario, and then understanding while observing the microstructure which wave count is currently in control. So we have two projections, which is very helpful for you to make your plan, and know where things are going if we go below support. So you always want to know what the relevant scenarios are if support levels are breaking or if resistance levels are breaking. They're very important. That shouldn't be underestimated. Too many people are just interested in, okay, does it go up or down? But that's not really what seasoned traders are looking for. I mean, that's what people are looking for who are not focused on risk management. But if you're not focused on risk management, then you will become part of the statistic, most likely, of the 95% of traders that are actually losing money. And that doesn't matter if you are trading for the short term or if you are calling yourself an investor, because, investing in altcoins is speculative anyway. And investing is nothing else than really trading the, let's say, daily, weekly, maybe even monthly timeframes. Okay, very, very important to understand. Risk management is still important. The relevant pivot points are important. So in this current third wave, let's say we are still in the third wave because we're currently holding above support. The next targets to the upside are $79.50 and $93. We are moving in an ascending price channel, and if a wave 4 hits, it could take the price down to the lower boundary line of the price channel. Too early to confirm really the start of the wave 4. It looked already as if it was unfolding, and it could be, but so far it's just consolidating on a very high level, and it looks more and more as if indeed, this extension is currently unfolding, which is currently the primary scenario, as I said, because above support, I'm watching for another extension. Below support, we are watching for the C wave to unfold to the downside. So it's very clear. However, the problem is because we're dealing here with a diagonal pattern, the situation is very, let's say, very choppy. You have a lot of up and down roller coaster ride up here. But still, at some point, it's, well, sort of in slow motion. It's not very exciting at the moment, but the Solana chart was exciting for quite a while, so that's okay. Let's first of all talk about the pattern of an extension, of a still unfolding fifth wave to the upside. In this scenario, so we have wave 5 of 3. In this scenario, a smaller degree fourth wave bottomed here. That was on the 22nd of November. And we're now moving up in a wave 1 that completed, wave 2 completed, wave 3 completed. Wave 4, to be honest, should have completed in this scenario, because if we break below that last swing low, which was made here around $64, then it will look as if we are breaking down. So one more high could give us those 5 waves. Well, what exactly the micro count is, so going even more micro, it doesn't really give you any edge, I would say. Just be aware that because we're dealing here in wave 5 of 3 with an ending diagonal, also here these subwaves would be ABC structure. So everything's very, very corrective, okay? So to maintain the upside potential, first of all, the price really needs to hold above the last swing low, which was here at around $63.60. Okay, below that we still have the Fibonacci support, but the likelihood will increase that we are breaking down with a break below the last swing low. Until then, the momentum is up. Yeah, trend is up, but you could say the trend is up, but with fairly low momentum, which you can see when you look at just simply looking at the RSI. But okay, the 1 hour is not so meaningful, but you see here on the 4 hour, momentum is getting fairly into the neutral space. The daily is more meaningful anyway. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. Yeah, here you see very nicely that on the MACD, momentum has been decreasing in the last few days. Bullish momentum has been decreasing, and also we see a bearish divergence on the daily time frame, which is normal in ending diagonals. Okay, so again, if this wave 5, which is the extension of the third wave, is unfolding, then it's an ending diagonal, and you always see, well, not always, but in most cases, we see a bearish divergence. And on the MACD, you have these, yeah, and we have them on the relative strength index. Oops, where's the line? So yeah, okay, lower highs on these indicators, higher highs on the price charts. That means yeah, that we just need to be watching for a potential pullback. Yeah, but it just does, again, you know, you don't want to assume a pullback is starting until we at least have an initial break of micro support. Yeah, and that's one scenario. I think a pullback is still due, a deeper pullback, but at the moment it doesn't show. So the trend is up and we focus on higher as long as the levels that I mentioned are holding. In a scenario where we break those levels, so especially $61.60, well, that is when I will probably give up on the idea of an extension, but we will then need to think about, okay, what would be alternative scenarios? Well, the other scenario is obviously that wave 3 finished here already, middle of November. And then the first scenario will be that but it will depend on the structure. So I will have to, basically, if the support level breaks, we will have to examine, investigate very clearly observe the structure, okay? If the structure to the downside is impulsive, then it's likely the C wave. Then we have an A overshooting B wave, C wave down, and then we go up. That would be one scenario, but it depends on the structure. Or, and that's for the scenario in which we are coming down in a corrective pattern, which means, again, very overlapping, not clearly downward trending. We might have a triangle, A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave, and then up. In a triangle, we can recognize it quite clearly, and we can identify it quite quickly if the price holds above the $51.40 level, this swing low, because if we break below that level, then this would be confirmation we're in wave C. Above that level is a triangle, and the triangle should trend more sideways. And if we recognize a triangle more clearly, for which it's too early at this stage, then we can also define a potential additional entry point or support area. Yeah? But for now, the last trend reversal or support area I indicated or gave you did hold. And yes, we haven't moved significantly, but still it shows some upside, you know, and the market reversed and is moving higher just slowly. So yeah, I think the parameters should all be clear, and we continue to observe the chart and need some patience. Okay, that's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.